Parents call the shots!
Anti-vaxxers. I'd heard of them, but a lot of what I knew was limited to the loud protests, the signs, the shouting. Until fairly recently, the anti-vax movement was sidelined, maybe treated as a bit of a novelty. Then, in 2019, people refusing vaccines contributed to the worst measles outbreak in a generation. Now, with coronavirus, things have gotten more serious. Anti-vaxxers aren't on the fringe anymore. In the past 2 months, they've been a vocal presence at protests across the US. And in May, polling found that 1 in 4 Americans may refuse a coronavirus vaccine. I want to find out what anti-vaxxers believe, or more importantly, what they don't believe. Why are they so resistant to the overwhelming scientific evidence that vaccines are safe?
I will absolutely refuse to take a coronavirus vaccine.
Alana Newman is the organiser of the Health Freedom Summit, an online event that brought together dozens of vaccine skeptics and activists in April.
They're going to be dropping actual uncensored facts on how you beat the virus, including all future mutations.
Like other anti-vaxxers, Newman just doesn't believe the scientists and health organisations who say vaccines are safe.
Are you concerned about a potential coronavirus vaccine?
People are free to do what they want, but I will fight for my right to not be injected with something I don't trust at all.
Who do you trust around this?
I trust. That's a good question. I trust myself. I'm learning to be self-reliant, and I ask as many people as I possibly can what their opinion is, and then I assemble what sounds reasonable to myself. We're making people fearful of these diseases like coronavirus, like measles, and then that's when you get people to buy your drug. So you set up a problem, and then you get to sell people the solution.
Some of the people Newman does trust, those who spoke at her Freedom Summit, have been widely discredited and their theories disproven. Andrew Wakefield gained notoriety after claiming vaccines cause autism, but that was disproven.
Andrew Wakefield, the man these people see as a hero, was guilty of serious ethical breaches, dishonesty, and in one instance, a callous disregard for the distress and pain caused to children in his care.
Another speaker was Judy Mikovits. Mikovits was already known in anti-vaxxer circles.
The pharmaceutical companies are given a free ride on injecting toxins in your children without a single safety study.
But she sprung to further prominence in May when she appeared in Plandemic, an online conspiracy theory video that got 8 million views before YouTube took it down. According to Mikovits, the creation of the virus is part of a global conspiracy.
And do you have any ideas of where this occurred?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it occurred between the North Carolina laboratories, Fort Detrick, the U.S. Army Research Institute of Infectious Disease, and the Wuhan laboratory.
Let's take a look at some of Mikovits' other claims. The flu vaccine increases a person's odds of getting the coronavirus. Coronavirus is activated by face masks. A mandatory vaccine will kill millions. There is no scientific evidence for any of this. Mikovits also believes hydroxychloroquine is effective against the virus. There's no evidence for this, but she's not the only one who believes it.
A couple of weeks ago, I started taking it because I think it's good. I've heard a lot of good stories.
So why are so many people drawn to conspiratorial thinking? Joe Pierre is a professor of psychiatry who's written extensively about the topic.
First of all, they're just very entertaining. Many Hollywood movies or TV shows are based on conspiracy theories.
We control the disease by controlling the information.
You can't protect the public by lying to them.
People who are attracted to conspiracy theories often feel like they've stumbled upon some secret reality that the rest of us sheep, or sheeple, as conspiracy theorists like to refer to us as, don't know about. And there's a certain sense of feeling special. I think the other big emotional need is psychological needs for closure, certainty, and control. This idea that things happen for some higher cause or some higher ultimate purpose, whether we're talking about the assassination of JFK or 9/11. Now with COVID-19, we're still learning on a day-to-day basis what that disease is, how it manifests, how to best treat it. And to a certain extent, conspiracy theories offer a framework to explain why these events are happening.
Social media plays a huge part too. Facebook groups and pages serve to reinforce skepticism about vaccines. But this isn't necessarily an organic uprising. Anti-vaccine groups, including one led by Robert F. Kennedy Jr., nephew of JFK, have been paying for anti-vaccine Facebook ads, often branding them with the ideas of patriotism and individual freedom. Dr. Saad Omer, an epidemiologist at Yale University, said these ideas often go hand in hand with anti-vax theories, which he stressed are not rooted in science.
They're incredibly safe. So there's no absolute safety in anything in life. So it's some of the most benign things can have side effects, but the risk-benefit ratio is not even close for the vaccines that are routinely recommended. It's absolutely reasonable for people to ask questions and have questions and come to their physicians about things that they think that they worry them. But also the part of personal responsibility is not to go into these outlandish theories. Not only these people are taking a decision on their own behalf, they're taking a decision on everyone else's behalf as well.
I'm going to fight for my right to not have to be forced to take that, for my children's right to not be forced to take that. There's 10,000 infectious diseases out there. Are we going to take a vaccine for every single one of them?
No, but I know if there is a vaccine for a preventable illness, surely it makes sense to, you must agree, surely it makes sense to take that and prevent people from getting sick.
You can do a lot to create health in your body so that you can be strong against any virus that comes your way.
Conspiracy thinking in America is no longer on the fringes. And while there isn't really any harm in someone thinking Neil Armstrong didn't land on the moon or that the Earth is flat, this is different. Fueled by social media and big donors, and aided by a suspicion of experts and notions of individual liberty, the anti-vax movement seems set to grow. And with his own wariness of mainstream science and a disregard for facts, Donald Trump has contributed to a climate where these ideas can flourish. That's something that could be very dangerous for America and the rest of the world.